I'm Nick, indie fantasy author and author of Fate's Conscripts. You can get on Amazon. For once, I'm not outside, out of breath. Today, I'm answering the question where do you get your ideas? And instead of a snarky answer, which a lot of people do, which a lot of people give, I'll say just basically there's sort of two parts coming up with ideas. The first one is you take in everything around you, whether it's situations you encounter other people, other things you read, uh, global events, um, and usually that'll strike some kind of spark where it'll sort of stick with you for a while. And then to actually get something out of that idea that you can use, you have to actually find the core of it, whether that's a character who goes through a journey, um, thanks to whatever your idea is about. Um, if you're writing something kind of literary rather than more genre stuff, um, it'll be like, what's the big question around your idea? There's a lot of different kinds of stories and a lot of different across all sorts of genres, across all sorts of characters, but generally they're about some of the big questions that we have in life. Like what matters most to you, happens after death. How do you reconcile loving two people at once, like things like that. And from there you kind of develop something like a story. An idea isn't really much use unless it can actually turn into a story. And you don't really, most of the time you don't really have a story unless you have a character, that character wants something, and usually there's some kind of force preventing them from getting that thing they want. So, two parts. You get inspired by things all over all around you, and that becomes a story through either character or plot or desire or obstacles. Hope that helps.